Okay guys, here we are with section 9.1 for Algebra 2B. It's the new chapter for 2B where we left off from 8. We're just starting chapter 9, but we are starting off with a review of two formulas from geometry. Our midpoint formula and the distance formula. Okay? If you're having trouble separating those two in your mind, remember the midpoint formula is the one that looks like a point, midpoint. It looks like a point. Okay, it's got x's and y's separated by a comma in the middle, inside of parentheses. Okay, so just a quick review here of midpoint. We're going to add our x's and divide by 2, add our y's and divide by 2. So we should have negative 4 plus 3 over 2, comma 7 plus 9 over 2. So this will be negative 1/2. Okay, and this is going to be 7 plus 9, that's 16 over 2 is going to be 8. Alright, go ahead and hit pause and see what you come up with on the next one. Okay, hopefully on the next one here, guys, we'll have 8 plus negative 1 over 2 and 2 plus a negative 5 over 2. 7/2, comma, negative 3/2. Or if you like decimals, that's going to be 3.5, comma, negative 1.5. Okay? They're not always going to be super nice points. Sometimes they'll have decimals. Negative 10.5 plus negative 12 over 2. Negative 6 plus negative 2 over 2. And we'll end up with negative 11.25, comma negative 4. Alright, hopefully those are going good for you so far. Distance formula. Okay, now we're subtracting our x's, square it, subtract your y's, square it, add them up, square root. Okay? It says x1 minus x2. It doesn't matter which order you go in. Okay, let's say I did this and got 3. If I would have gone the other way, x2 minus x1, it would have been negative 3, which makes a difference, but these are being squared. Okay, 3 squared is going to be 9. Negative 3 squared is going to be 9. So then it ends up not making a difference. So don't worry about going in the right order. Okay, early on, we want to show a lot of work until we get this formula back in the front of our brain, and then we'll be able to start taking some shortcuts. But we want to show all our work to start with. Okay, so we got 3 minus 13, negative 5 minus negative 11. Okay, so we're going to have negative 10 squared, negative 5 minus a negative is going to be plus. So this is going to be negative 5 plus 11. It's going to take us back to positive 6. Okay, negative 10 squared, negative 10 times negative 10 should be a positive 100. So we have the square root of 136. Okay, that's pretty good, but it's not good enough yet. We want to break that down, reduce our radical, and our final answer here should be 2 times the square root of 34. Okay, go ahead and hit pause and try that next one on your own. Alright, let's see how you did. Okay, 8 minus negative 2, that's going to be a positive 10 squared. And over here we'll have negative 8 squared. 164. Can we break that down? Anything going into that? Again, it's just going to be a 4. So we'll have 2 radical 41. right, another one here with decimals. Negative 6.25 minus negative 4.5. Negative 7 minus 10.75. Okay, we should have negative 1.75 squared plus negative 17.75 squared so this is going to be 3.0625. This is 315.0625. Put those together, we'll have 318.125. Okay, not the prettiest one. That's not going to break apart. You're going to type that into your calculator. And it doesn't say where to round it to. We'll round it to 2 decimals. 17.84. And what would a math lesson be without a story problem? Okay, we got a map of them all overlaid with a numeric grid, so like a coordinate plane right over the top of it. The kiosk for the cell phone store is halfway between the ice creamery and See Clearly eyeglasses. If the ice cream store is at 2,4 and the eyeglass store is at 78.46, find the distance from the cell phone kiosk to the ice cream or to the eyeglass store. Okay, so let's draw just a real rough sketch of what we're talking about. Okay, cell phone store is in the middle, halfway between ice cream and glasses. The ice cream store is at 2,4. And our eyeglasses are at 78.46. Okay, so we're going to have to use, because it doesn't want this distance, it wants this one. So I guess if you want to do the lazy way, you can just do the distance here and cut it in half, because it's halfway between. I'm thinking it wants us to do the midpoint. So we'll do the midpoint. And we'll get the midpoint for this here. 78 plus 2 is going to be 80. Over 2 is 40. Comma what? 4 plus 46 is 50. Over 2 is 25. So the cell phone store is going to be at 40.25. And we'll do our distance formula then between those two and see what we get. 78 minus 40. 46 minus 25. So we got 38 squared, 21 squared. Type those in. So we got the square root of 1885. Not going to come out nice. Nothing that I can see right away that's going to break apart with it. So we'll just round it off. It's approximately 43.42 units apart. Okay, so nice little review here from geometry on midpoint formula and distance formula. All right, homework. Page 596, we got 10 through 30 even. Enjoy.